All right. I think we're going back to maybe mirror image. Hopefully this connection speed is better and everything's better on here. Maybe there's a little lag. We'll see. We'll see if anyone shows up for this. There's my Bud Light hiding in the background. So it looks like I've still got the mirror image, but for these books, these all came out of a CrackHouse, so the whole story's a little backwards. Might as well have the comic books a little backwards too. You guys get the idea of what this is all about. Much better. Hey, who's your nerd? The Admiral's in the chat. So it's really funny. I am basically, the way I have this set up, I'm looking at the face of the iPad, and you know, to me, I guess it looks mirrored like it does to you guys, and I don't know how to change that. I know when I watch Whod'at's images are backwards, and so he apparently does it the same way. Stream is great, image is mirrored again. Yeah, Dr. Von Schill, I was just saying that I'm going to have to go with the mirrored image till I figure it out better. And, you know, all these books I'm showing off today. Hey, JLS, how you doing, buddy? All these books literally came out of a CrackHouse, so they were backwards to start with. And we're just going to go with mirrored image. I was on All About Comics. I was watching them last night, and I had mentioned the CrackHouse story, and I didn't realize how long ago. I'm just going to flip through these. That's number 5. That's from May of '64. I didn't realize initially how long ago it was when I had done that video. I guess time flies. Yeah, very funny. Comic guy's in the room. One of the nicest guys, always pleasant. He told me he was getting hassled about his sign-off. He always tells everyone to have a great day, and that's a shame if you got hassled about that. Keep being positive. Keep being a good guy. Well, JLS, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to the video. I looked it up. Back on April 2nd, I did a video. It's about a 20-minute, but I tell the whole story. I didn't know I was going to a CrackHouse. I knew it was weird, and once I figured out it was a CrackHouse, I still went in. And I've got, it's probably about 6 long boxes. These all came out of there. I didn't pay very much for them, but you can, you know, I'll put a link in after this video. That's number 14. That's from November of '65. And it's just, you know, I talk about I'll go anywhere for comic books, and this certainly pushed it. There's number 15. And, you know, after the fact, I knew where I was and what I had done and the exposure I put on myself. And I told the story back in April. But then what occurred to me is my channel's really grown quite a bit, and most people probably haven't seen the CrackHouse story. So, like last week, I mentioned I was going to do a haul. Yeah, isn't that funny? Thanks for the ice. It was a crazy story. I don't know, Dr. Von Schill, if you saw it or who saw it. Maybe no one saw it, but it kind of defined me as a buyer. If I get a phone call about comics, I go. And I still don't know where the guy got it. You know, that I was a comic buyer. It was really far away, but you know, it worked out okay. I didn't get stabbed or shot or, you know, killed, anything like that. And I ended up paying, oh my goodness, if I add it all up, Bama Links, isn't that fun? That was the first video you saw of me. Well, that's great. I just, you know, I kind of got sucked into the situation And I should have known better up ahead of time, but it kind of, you know, worked out that crazy way. This is number 17 from 1966. It's got a little writing on there, so we know it was 10 cents, right? So I would guess this collection, I'm probably, gosh, I don't even know. I didn't say on the video what I paid per comic, but for the amount of comics I got, and some of them are newer, like 80s, you know, early 80s maybe. But for what I got, I probably ended up paying less than 20 cents a comic. And some of those are only worth 20 cents. Some of them are readers. But a big bulk, the ones that got me into this situation were certainly going to be in this general category. You know, there were books that I had a slight glimpse of a few of them, and I decided I'm gonna go, and I just kept getting dragged in further and further. It was really I was like a mouse looking for the cheese, and it worked out. Like I said, I got the cheese. You know, I got what I was looking for. And these have Mylar on them. So these are going to be books that certainly look a little shinier and happier. Right? It turns a 5 into an 8 anytime you put Mylar on them. But all books that, again, they're all probably mid-grades, this age bracket of books. And basically, I didn't share it on the story. This guy was doing like day labor kind of jobs. He you know, I don't want to be disrespect to him, but he and his wife were definitely what'd you call it, Dr. Vanchilla? Ice. They were doing the ice, and he was a day laborer, and he got paid to clean out this building. I think it was just junk and all that, and the owner of the building told this guy, just throw everything out. And you know, and there was probably, who knows, you know, what the situation looked like, or this building, but he found these comics in there, and then the comics ended up coming my way. And as I talk about in the story, it just, I kept getting these little oddities that would happen. This is number 23 from 1966. I don't know if I'm getting up close and personal, or what do you guys want me to do? Get closer to them? Or is this okay the way I'm showing them? I don't know. I don't do a lot of lives. Totally digging the multi-copies. No kidding. I was really, when I went out there, let me see. Hang on, guys. I'll show off a book for those of you who didn't see the original. The guy sent me a picture. And some of these are not. A guy sent me a picture, and I do this on my video like a recreation. He sent me a picture that was like this. Okay, but the 5/7 was covered up a little bit. It was like that. But in the picture, I knew what this was, and that's what started the whole thing. Was I knew there was a first vision, and so I decided I'm just going to go for it. And again, I just kept getting sucked in and going further and further. So I'll leave this guy up here because that's the one that got me in the situation. Here's number 25. Hopefully everyone's having a great Friday. That's from October of '66. And I've been buying collections so long. I was literally, I don't know what chat. It might, JLS, I'll tell you what, I was watching the other day, I think you had an X-Men, if JLS is still here, you had an X-Men thing you were doing, and I was watching that, and I got thinking about these again. I've probably got 4 or 5, not of these early X-Men, but of everything from like maybe 110 up. Some of them I probably have 7 or 8 of. And, you know, it just got me thinking not as much about the X-Men, but just about hunting. people that hunt, people that have the bug, I get these random calls sometimes. I've been buying collections a long time, and I get these crazy calls. And it literally, when I saw this, when I went out on that, I was thinking to myself, what else is in there? Is there going to be an Amazing Fantasy? Are there going to be early Hulks? You know, it just, that treasure hunt part of me, I think, you know, as a kid, I was kind of like the poor kid in a really nice neighborhood in Chicago, suburb of Chicago. And my best friend, Jimmy, he was a poor kid in that same general area. And literally, when we were like 9 and 10, we'd go garbage picking. And some of the kids would throw out like brand new Hot Wheels sets. I mean, just perfect stuff. And I, you know, we didn't have the budget to buy some of the really nice toys. So we'd hit the alleys. We had our old beat up BMX bikes, and you know, some people would clean out a basement, and everything would just get tossed. And I think that bug is in me. Like, if I have the chance to go out, I can't necessarily afford, let's say I was looking for a good reason to delay cutting some shrubs. You stay indoors, Dr. Von Chilla. Glad to help out. So, you know how that relates is that hunting part of me, I just live for it. When those calls come in, I always dream that the big thing, you know, is right around the next corner, and I'm going to get some great call. Hey, there's Scott Johnson. Guys, if anyone in the chat doesn't know Scott Johnson, oh my goodness. This is I have window coverings. Scott, we're doing a video on you soon, buddy, but I'm going to use the live stream. I have these custom window coverings in my comic room to block out all light. And this is the fabric that I use to build these coverings. And Scott, unless I'm crazy, you said that this is your artwork. Is that correct? And Scott just recently did a Deathlock piece of art for Patrick Luther Manning that is unbelievable. So we're going to put this here. So nice to see you, Scott. And I might be missing other people that are in here. Yep, see? Look at that. Scott Johnson. If you guys aren't subbed, now please sub each other up. There's lots of great guys in the chat and great people. Matilda's in there, not a guy. She's a great lady. But Scott Johnson drew that. He's incredible. So anyway, so getting back to, you know, collecting. When this call came in, I've had plenty of calls about 12-cent and 10-cent comics. And I go, you know, I'll stop what I'm doing. I'm lucky in life. I have to work really, really hard, but my hours I can control a little bit. So if I get a call, like this afternoon, I'm going to meet a guy about comic books. I'm cutting out of here, like, I don't know, maybe around 2:30, and I'm going to go meet him. He's got 7 long boxes, and it might be junk, but it might be something awesome, and you never know. So this one, this is number 34. This is from July of 1967. JTC Productions. Hey, how you doing? I'm probably just going to do a few more books. I don't want to go too long. I always feel like videos that are too long people don't watch, but this is all stuff right out of the CrackHouse haul that I did. And I did a video. I'm going to put the video link in this. If you haven't seen the CrackHouse comic story video, I did it back in April. I'll put a link. Check it out. And if you ever want to know a little bit more about Silver Age Dave, that video kind of tells it all. Because as much as I knew I shouldn't be there, then you know, I didn't leave either. I stayed there, and it worked out great. But as I talk about in the story, and a lot of people commented after, it could have went really, really wrong for me. I had a lot of cash with me, which I try not to do, but all these comics came out of there. Like I said earlier, probably less than 20 cents each. Yeah, Dr. Von Chill, I thought you'd like that one. I'm delayed just a little bit, I think. Yeah, I'll get a closer up for you. I just saw the comment. Isn't that a beauty? It's and I haven't seen one like that. It's got that blue ink and it's so thick. Isn't that crazy? And that comic's from July of '67, so May 17th. All right, so let me put these back in order here, and then we'll resume. Tell you what I'll do. I'll do just a couple more minutes, and then maybe I'll do another one of these live soon. I know they're mirror images, but you guys get the idea. These aren't, you know, there's other people who've shown these. I would think Alan Garrett, After Comics, has probably shown the whole collection. I wish mine started at #1. That's what I was really hoping, was this guy would have #1 in there, but he didn't. That's okay. What I find when I go out on old collections is people, before they start selling in bulk, they'll pick the low-hanging fruit, you know. So very commonly the Fantastic Four 1, your X-Men 1, your really easy to grasp, your Hulk 181, stuff like that disappears. It's real common for that stuff to disappear from collections. So by the time I come out, usually some of that stuff has been sold off, and then people get bored, or they don't have the knowledge to know what they're sitting on. And I don't try to take advantage. I try to pay up as much as I can. I would have done the same, CrackHouse or not. Hunter's Hunt, you got it, Mike. You tell him. Worth the risk. Yeah, that's what I think too. When I did the initial video, it was kind of dark. It was in my garage, and I didn't really show the whole books. Like a few of them have this kind of damage. Some of them had moisture, and I don't think you can clean that. I don't know if you can or not, but I'm not cleaning it. There's another nice date stamp for you, Dr. Von Chilla. And that's cool because it's got the year on it. It's got March 4th, 1969, right there at the top. Dr. Von Chilla is a date stamp purist. That's what he looks for. Anyone not subbed to Dr. Von Chilla, he's one of the guys that's legendary on YouTube. I only started maybe a year ago. I think last August, I started making a first couple of videos, and then I took like 2 or 3 months off. I wasn't feeling great. This one, I tell you what, I'm going to stop here, I think, guys. It's been almost 20 minutes. I was really hoping for a 94, and I'll spoiler alert that I did not get a 94, and that's okay, because the collection in general was more than I ever should have had access to. So, yeah, Dr. Von Chilla, isn't that funny? We're supposed to learn, though. I wasn't young when I went into the situation, but I guess, you know, guys, we always look at it and we think, well, I can still do that. You know, I'm still tough, and, you know, who knows? Maybe we are. There's PMC. You'll have to replay it, PMC, to see the first book. I'm at 20 minutes, so I'm going to stop there. You know what? I'm going to stop on the next one, because this one's pretty funny, actually. This is number 95, and there were like 4 or 5 books that were mouse chewed. Oh, how to flip the video. Okay, I will, Bitbiter, I will check that out. So fortunately, there was only like 2 or 3 books that had this kind of thing on them, but I put a little, it says hi with an exclamation mark there. Now, what's funny is, other than that, white pages, the thing's in great shape, doesn't affect the story at all. So that's a funny one to end on. And I can't thank you guys enough. I see 15 people right now. Maybe there were a person or 2 more. I appreciate it, guys. I'll put a link in this video for the, those are big chunks. Yeah, they do look like rat bites. It was like a mouse was working on it for a while. But like I said, fortunately, it was only a couple of books, and it wasn't in order. because look at 93. There was nothing. I think a couple were just sitting maybe on top, or I don't know what happened. So I'll put the link for the CrackHouse story in. If you guys want, check that out. And then I'll do another installment of this. I've got a lot more to go. I think there were like 6 long boxes. And I can't thank you guys enough. So Scott Johnson, you're awesome. All you guys, Dr. Von Chilla, Bitbiter, thank you. Poor Man's Comics, Comic Guy, have a good one, buddy. Who's Your Nerd, thank you. Cruising through this just to do my thanks. Mike Evans, I know, JTC, Scott Johnson, I see in there. Who else we got on this one? I know we had Matilda. Bama Links, guys, great up-and-coming channel. You've probably subbed up. JLS. And that's about it for this one. But thank you all. Bub's Comics, I know, was on the first try, and Matilda. I thank you guys. Silver Age Dave, I'm signing out.